Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 49 of No Whining. We are starting into our 9th wine list today. Pretty impressive. It's pretty exciting. I can't wait to get into this, so let's go to our first wine. Before us, ladies and gentlemen, we have a non-vintage Bellavista Grand Cuvée Alma Non Dosado Franciacorta. This is around $45 and it is 90% Chardonnay, 10% Pinot Noir. And if you want to go back into episode number 15, I'll also include the link to that in the description. You might want to check that out because I actually cover how traditional method sparkling wines are made, and I give you a nice little walkthrough on that. Okay, the tech sheet on this wine is not exactly what you would call captivating. It's not verbose and it's certainly not heavy on details, so let's just wrap a little bit on our own. Here we go. Franciacorta lies in Lombardy in northern Italy and is Italy's largest traditional method sparkling wine region. It sits in the foothills of the Alps immediately south of Lake Iseo. Franciacorta wines are considered Italy's highest quality sparkling wines and are Italy's answer basically to France's champagne. And so that is a heck of a lot to live up to for sure. Franciacorta was the first sparkling wine to be awarded DOCG status. That's Italy's highest tier quality classification. These grapes were harvested in late August and early September. Now, this is a non-vintage, like most sparkling wines. So the wine produced each year is blended with prior year reserve wines to produce a consistent aroma, taste, texture, and sugar and acid profile. Franciacorta's appellation laws for white wines stipulate the pressing of whole bunches and a minimum of 18 months of aging on the lees. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. All right, this wine is clear, doesn't have any sediment, but it certainly does have the fizzy little bubbles in there. It is a pale lemon color and looks to have, I'm going to say, medium level of viscosity on the sides of the glass there. Let's take it to the schnoz. All right, this is clean. It is certainly youthful. It has light intensity aromas, starting out with a little bit of lemon and I would say Granny Smith apple. There's some pear and some peach in here on the stone fruit side. Also getting those kind of classic bready brioche notes that you get with traditional method sparkling wines as they sit and age on the lees. That's where that is coming from. If they have enough time in contact with them, you'll get sort of those delectable kind of biscuity notes. I really, really like that. Rounding out here with some linden flower, and this certainly has like a stone mineral quality to it as well. Okay, that is it for the schnoz. Time to send it to the jaws. Nice, fine, soft mousse on this. Like the texture on this is really fantastic. It's certainly a dry wine, right? Like that's what non-dosado means. It means they didn't add any sugar, which typically there's a little bit added in sparkling wines, but some of them don't get any of that, as is the case here. This is, I'm going to say, like light body. It's medium in terms of alcohol. Acidity is going to be like medium plus. The intensity of the flavors on this, they're still pretty light, right? Like we had light aroma concentration and kind of intensity on the nose. That's coming through in the palate as well. However, the finish is sticking around. So I'm actually going to call the finish on this medium plus. It's actually pretty impressive to me. So this wine is very good. It's a light wine, but not every wine has to be big and bold and powerful. Like some of them are supposed to be incredibly elegant and understated, and that is certainly the style that they're going for here. It's in balance. It's got a wonderful mouthfeel. It is a little bit wanting in the complexity department, in my mind, to call this wine outstanding. That's why I'm going to say that it is very good, but very enjoyable. I like this. Great way to start the episode. Let's go to our second wine. This is a 2019 Paul Jaboulet Aine La Maison Bleue Hermitage. This is around $70, and this wine is made from 100% Syrah, which is the only black grape variety allowed in the northern Rhone. Now, the climate here is moderate continental. The very famous appellation of Hermitage, where this wine comes from, does allow for up to 15% Marsanne and or Roussanne, which are white grapes, to be blended in, but this is very rare to actually see. Hermitage sits along a bend in the Rhone River on a legendary south-facing hill. Vines are goblet trained and individually staked for support on the steep slopes. Here's some information I cobbled together from the 2021 vintage tech sheet since there wasn't one on the 2019 vintage. All right, this wine is named Le Maison Bleue for a small stone house that sits on the vineyard and is here on the label. Cute little house there. All right, the vines were planted between 1955 and 1994. Soils are alluvial in origin and composed of limestone on colluvium with lots of pebbles. The vineyard is south-facing, as is the entirety of the very steep Hermitage Hill. And it says, the entire vineyard is certified organic and cultivated with respect for the soil and the living ecosystem. In late September through early October, the grapes are hand-picked. Now, and the grapes here have to be hand harvested. You cannot run machines up and down these hills because the slopes are too severe. So the topography just does not lend itself to machine harvesting. Okay, so again, the grapes are hand-picked. And then, oh, did you notice too, they said in late September through early October. And that's a full month later than the Franciacorta grapes were harvested. And this makes sense. When you have sparkling wine grapes that are going to be dedicated to making of sparkling wine, they are picked much earlier because you want much higher acidity in those grapes. The longer the harvest goes on, the acidity tends to diminish over time, and you certainly wouldn't want that in a sparkling wine, but in most still wines, you don't necessarily want sky-high acidity, you just want an appropriate level. All right, it says, and they were sorted by plot in small 25-pound crates, the grapes were. Traditional vinification, 100% destemming, 3 weeks of maceration and daily pumping over, and they do pump overs for extraction to basically get like a lot of sort of tannins and color. They want to extract that from the grape skins and make sure that it gets into the final wine. Goes on to say aged for 12 months in French oak barrels, 15% of which are new. That will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the wine. This wine is clear. It is a deep ruby color, high viscosity on the sides of the glass there, light staining of the tears. Okay, that's it. Let's take it to the schnoz. This wine is clean. It is developing for sure. Aroma intensity like medium plus, starting out with some blackberry. Ripe black plum, black currant even, a little bit of blueberry. Licorice, got some pepper in here, a little bit of dried violet. Also some bramble, a little bit of cherry blossom. Okay, some smoked meat, a little bit of anise spice, and some pine as well. I think that's it for the schnoz. On to the jaws. Okay, this is dry. It's got a full body on it, like a round, velvety type of a texture. It's high alcohol for sure, like gonna go medium plus on the acid. The tannins are really high as well, but they're like nice and ripe and kind of soft, velvety texture to them. Medium plus intensity on the flavor concentration, and then it's got a really nice long finish. So this is outstanding. Like this is exactly how an Hermitage Syrah should be. Tremendous finish of like black fruit, that smoked game character, great depth, complexity, and balance, like just a freaking powerful wine. So I'm gonna say that this is suitable for bottle aging. Another 5 to 7 years on this wine. I think there's going to be even greater balance and integration between the fruit character as well as that kind of spicy, gamey character of the wine. So I definitely, again, think this is suitable for bottle aging, and this is a awesome wine. So let's bring both of these in. At home, which one did you like? Which wine did you prefer? I enjoyed both of these thoroughly. I thought they were both terrific wines, and so I'm loving this episode. Again, I would pat myself on the back right now if it wasn't so precarious with these glasses in my hand. And because I have to pick one, all things being equal, which they're not because this is a less expensive wine, but all things being equal, I'm actually going to go with the Syrah. This is just a really dynamic, super complex wine, outstanding quality, amazing, the depth, all of it. It's kind of the whole package, represents exactly what Syrah is supposed to be. And this, by the way, represents Franciacorta really well. It just, again, didn't have the level of complexity that I would like. And so that's why I'm going to go with the Syrah. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you check out the videos I included links to in the description. Again, I really kind of like pour over the internet to try and find supplemental videos that you can go to that are going to help you connect with the wines at an even deeper level, really lock things in your memory and have a sense for what these places are like where the grapes are coming from, because it makes such an impact on every aspect of the experience that you have. So I hope you enjoy those videos. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you back here in episode 50.